We're going to go to HBCU land. And our guy DeSean Jackson making some big moves and big splashes. He already announced his staff earlier, along with Michael Vick too. Shout out to Mike Vick doing his thing down there in Norfolk State too. But Delaware State has brought on former NFL running back Clinton Portis, of course, from the U. He will be coaching the running backs at Delaware State for DeSean Jackson. How big of a move is this to bring on a former NFLer, Clinton Portis? We see Coach Prime doing the same thing, and it's having a big impact. How do you think this is going to impact what Delaware State and DeSean Jackson is doing up there?
It's huge, man. A lot of the smaller schools, HBCUs, they're kind of defined by a geographic footprint as it relates to recruiting because of budget impact, because of name recognition. And so when you look at you just have a certain region to get the majority of your players from. Anytime you can bring on a brand name like a Clinton Portis, that just expands your reach because now you've taken an audience that may never have heard of Delaware State, but they've heard of Clinton Portis. And so it expands the brand, if you will. And that's falling short of mentioning the brother knows how to play running back. He knows how to run an organization. He's been a part of organizations. He's been a part of the U. He's been a part of the Washington Commanders, the Redskins, as it was then. And so he knows what football at a high low is supposed to look like, just like his head coach does. So he can come in and hit the ground running and take care, no pun intended, take care of that running back room with the same vision and buy-in that his head coach has for the organization. But when you add a name like that, it just expands your reach. It expands your ability to recruit. Deion Sanders is a household name and a Gold Jacket Hall of Famer and coaching the Power Four. All of those things just expand his reach as well. You're going to see the same thing happen with Delaware, and the same thing happened with Norfolk State with Michael Vick.
Yes, and Clinton Portis was born in Laurel, Mississippi, right?
That's the Mississippi. He's from around here somewhere. He's Mississippi by birth.
All right. Is it Laurel or Laurel? How do you pronounce that?
Laurel,
Mississippi is where Clinton Portis is from. Born in 1981. Of course, he was one of those running backs in Miami, man. That was when he came along. 2001 national championship, and they had Portis, McGahee, Frank Gore at the same time. Am I missing somebody? Who else is back there?
Yeah, that's enough, ain't it? Like
Edgerrin James before that. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, and they were loaded like that on defense. You talk about, if one player doesn't show up, we might not have Dwayne The Rock Johnson as a wrestler. He might have been Dwayne The Rock Johnson, NFL player.
Exactly.
The defense was so deep, he just kept getting bumped down the roster, and went into the family business. So, man, the U was deep there, and that's what I mean, Chico. About here's what people don't know about you, Chico. Are they forget it? You have been filming, music videos for entertainers. You've been doing radio down the hall from Feinbaum and people like that. Like, you ain't just popped up with no damn show. And so when you have a certain expertise and ability to navigate in these nuances while producing, it comes from a skill set that's developed over time. That's the same thing these coaches bring to the table when you hire them. They have been in organizations. You look at a Deion Sanders, who not only knows marketing and branding in football. Look at the places he's worked. He's worked for the Steinbrenners in New York. He's worked for the Bartolos in San Francisco. He's worked for Jerry Jones and Dallas Cowboys. He's worked for Ted Turner in Atlanta. Like, you don't think he learned something along the way about running an organization and running business?
Exactly.
Just by the places he's been.
Yes. It'd be crazy for you to go into a place like that and not get any type of knowledge. Shout out to Wallow267 from $1 Million Worth of Game Show. I was watching his interview with Shannon Sharp, and he said Shannon was asking Wallow about how they get so many brand deals for their podcasts and things like that. Wallow said, man, I was able to go to New York and go into the Barstool Sports offices with Dave Portnoy and them. Barstool Sports is huge. He said, for the week I was there, I learned everything I needed to learn about the podcast business because I was attentive and I paid attention to what was going on around me. That was all I needed to know. A week of being there, I learned what I needed to know. So, some people go into situations and don't learn anything. Some people go into the situation, learn everything they need to learn to go and start and do their own thing. And if you're a player and you didn't learn anything from the coaches being around you and going through the process of actually playing, prepping for games and things of that nature, if you didn't learn anything, that dog, then I don't know what to tell you. So a guy like Clinton Portis, all pro, national champion, I think he has a lot of things to spread to those kids up there. And like you said, you hit it on the head when you said the recruiting expands that recruiting because he's a national brand. And if you don't know Delaware State's name, you know DeSean Jackson and you know Clinton Portis' name.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
love it.
Just say something.
Yes, indeed.